How's it going, YouTube? That's here, and I'm back with another episode of my tutorial for how to use a fire team that I used. And I was driving back from work today, and I saw that I used 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemon that aren't in OU. The only Pokemon I used that are OU are Ninetales and Espeon, so I was thinking about maybe trying to tweak it for a lower tier, because it'd be a lot better in UU, to be honest. But it's fine, this team works really well in OU, and these next few games that I'm going to be doing are going to hopefully show you guys that. So let's get right into the game. I'm going to lead off with Victini this game because I always want to lead off Victini when I see Politoed, and I really thought he would switch, so I decided not to Final Gambit because there's no need to Final Gambit so early, and I get a U-turn off on his Thundurus, and I go to my Ninetales to start up my Sun, and I see leftovers. That's a good sign that he probably has sub, so I need to stay in, I need to attack this turn, or I need to stay in, and I go for a substitute. That's completely fine because him switching to Politoed is also another good option. So I decide, since I'm faster, I'll pop Sunny Day and scout his move that he's going to use, and I see Hydro Pump, and it broke my stub, and so I'm probably looking at his team. I see the Celebi, I see the Thundurus, the Keldeo. Let's pause it for a second talk. I see the Celebi, the Thundurus, the Keldeo. This guy probably has a cookie cutter team from Smogon, which means that Politoed is most likely Specs, because that Hydro Pump still just did like way too much damage in the stun against my Special Ball Ninetales. And you also saw after that I missed with my Toxic, so far things really aren't going my way. So yeah, look how much his Hydro Pump did. That did like 80% of my health. So yeah, this is definitely a Choice Specs Politoed. I can exploit this. I go to my Wifi on my physical wall, but typing is very important, so he's not going to stay in and fight me. He decides to go off his Celebi and go for a Nasty Plot. Now this is obviously going to be Baton Pass, but not before he can get knockoffed. Now I expect a Baton Pass here, so I'm going to use Toxic, and I hit the Politoed. Now, we've already talked about how we think he's spexed, and we see that he doesn't have leftovers. I decided to fodder my Leafeon on here. Not much I can do really with it. It sucks I have to fodder it, but now he's locked in Ice Beam. Now I can set out something else to exploit it, like Victini. He's going to have to switch and go into his Terrakion. Bolt Strike's not going to do half, so I don't really want to stand again. I'm going to switch out. I go into my Espeon because there's nothing else to really go to, and luckily for me, he misses Stone Edge. And I'm obviously faster than Terrakion, so I hit him with a Side Shock and kill him, so that's really good. 1 for 1 so far. He's going to go into Thundurus. I'm going to pop a Light Screen because I don't want to eat those Thunders, and he uses Agility. Kinda sucks he uses Agility, but I'm fine with it. He hits me with a Thunder, and it does 50% with my Light Screen. That would have one-shotted me. It's crazy. So he did about 50. I decided to take a risk and see if that was high-end. We'll never really know because I died to the second one, but it's okay. I can come in with my Zoroark. There it is, there's Zoroark. It's not Darmanitan, and I can just get him low with my Night Days, and then I'm sure you guys know this set from yesterday, I can just finish him off with Sucker Punch. So we're pretty much 2 for 2. My 2 evolutions are down, but I'm going to have to fodder my Zoroark here, because there's not really all that much I can do. I went for Sucker Punch just because I knew I was going to die, and I know Keldeo is faster than me. So I go to my Ninetales to start up Sun again, and I'm expecting him to go into Politoed, which he does. It's no big surprise. So I go into my Victini. It's fine. I get a U-turn off on his Politoed, and I still have my Light Screen up. Remember, I still have Light Screen up, and I go to my Ninetales, hoping he would miss. Hydro Pump's not going to kill just because I have a Light Screen up, and I'm barely alive, and the Toxic's ticking down on him. So if I kill the Politoed, I win. I'm sure you guys can figure that out. So I decided to Flamethrower on his Swapta Jirachi. I did a little bit more than half, but I don't know if I want to stay in. I decide to stay in because I didn't think Iron Head would kill, and it didn't. And Flamethrower got low in that time. It didn't kill. Pretty unlucky for me. I'm probably gonna. I think I switch here. Yeah, I switch out into my Darmanitan just to eat whatever move he could use. Hopefully he didn't use Body Slam, which was pretty lucky. He goes into Politoed, starts his rain back up again. But, like, I can just kill Politoed at this point because we know that since he's Specs, he's not, like, full wall, so I can just kill with Rock Slide. And now that Politoed's dead, I can pretty much win from here. I go into my Ninetales to start the Sun, just to fodder it. And from here I can just send a Victini. Now, I make kind of player error here. I didn't expect him to swap into Jirachi, but he did. He eats my V-Crate, which means my stats are going to drop. But since it's Sunny, like, it doesn't really matter. Even with the special D drop, I can still eat attack from Keldeo. It's no big deal. I decided to stay in. Surf's not going to kill me, obviously. and I could just V-crit kill. And I crit too, but I know I didn't need it. So, yeah, that was pretty much does it. Yeah, there, you see forfeited, but I still have my Darmanitan left, and Victini could have just walloped on that Selby too, because Selby couldn't kill me. So, that was game 1. Let's go into game 2. Alright, here we go. Reset. Here we go. So you saw a little bit Darmanitan. Obviously the reason why is because he has his Heatran right here, and like I said, I don't really want to go Victini into Heatran, I'd rather go Darmanitan into Heatran. Let's get into it. Darmanitan versus Heatran. He's going to have to switch. He goes into the Skarmory, and I pop a Superpower. Now, Superpower probably would have killed Heatran, but it's fine. Either way, we broke the Skarmory's 30, it's way better than using Earthquake. So I go into my Espeon to use Magic Bounce to bounce back Spikes or Stealth Rocks, which he does use, so pretty good for me. And I pop a Light Screen. I was expecting Brave Bird, kind of, but like, I can pop both, so it didn't really matter. I'd rather have the Light Screen up against this guy's team, because I see the Latios, I see the Heatran, I see the Espeon. I think Light Screen's better. So I decided to pop a Reflect now because I can, and Earthquake's gonna finish me off. And he was like talking in chat how he didn't expect that to kill, but like, I'm full speech burst set, so it's fine. So I sent out Victini, and he's gonna swap back into his Heatran. This was the most obvious play. Of course, I'm gonna get the final Gambit off on his Heatran now. And now that the Heatran's gone, like, the damage is gonna happen. He's gonna send out Mamoswine, and I'm gonna go into Ninetales to finally start my Sun up. I don't really want to fight Mamoswine though, because Earthquake's scary, so I go into my Physical Wall Leafeon, and that Earthquake does 12%. That is nothing. And most people wouldn't send a Grass type out against an Ice type, but I'm completely fine with that. I'm not scared. I go for a Toxic. Unluckily, he goes to his Espeon, but aha, I have Leaf Guard. I cannot be statused. So that's what actually I want to show in this game and the next one, how broken this Leafeon is with Leaf Guard. It's like the closest thing I could possibly make to a Vaporeon for the Sun. Because Synthesis restores 80% or 75% in the Sun. Do you see I'm just going to knock off a bunch of his items. Luckily, I knock off an Eviolite. That's always great. And I'm just going to try and Toxic stuff down. I think my moveset is Synthesis, Sunny Day, Knockoff, and Toxic. It's not the best moveset, but people can never really call it. And I really just can't die to anything, other than certain special attacks. But usually I have my screens up, so that's why it's so good. So here I use Synthesis. You saw it's like I restored like 70-something% health that turn, because it restores more in the Sun, 2/3 in the Sun. So a lot of HP being restored. He's gonna go back on his Espeon. But like, in all reality, I can just kill this thing with knockoffs before he could kill me. But I don't want to fight. I'm just gonna back. I'm gonna go to my Ninetales because I want to see what he uses. He goes into Heal Bell because if he used Psyshock, I would have been fine. But if he had Psychic for some reason, I could have took big damage. He's gonna go back into his Dusclops, but he doesn't have his Eviolite anymore, and he's fighting against my Zoroark. So that's really cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pause it. That's why I switched into Ninetales to fight Espeon, because I really expect him to use a Psychic attack, and Zoroark's a Dark type. And it also got me the kill on Dusclops, so that's really cool. Now it's Zoroark versus Mamoswine, and he Ice Shards me. I was Sash anyways, but you guys have seen this before, I got the counter off. So that's two Pokemon Zoroark, sorry, two Pokemon Zoroark came in and killed. He sends out Latios, Latios gets Sucker Punched and puts it under substitute damage. That's the perfect amount of damage you want to do with Sucker Punch. Make so they can't use sub. So I sent out Darmanitan. I'm obviously going to eat a Dragon Pulse from the Choice Scarf Latios, but will finish it off because he was so low. And all he has left is Espeon. Espeon can't kill this team. He sends it out, but yeah, Flare Blitz is going to finish him off. I still have my Leafeon left. It's always cool when I finish the game off, still having it left. So that was game 2. And I think we have one more. I have one more I can show you guys. Yeah, let's look at this one. Reset. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so I'm actually going to be on the top this time. I'm fighting against Sandstorm. A pretty awkward version of Sandstorm. Has like, I don't really understand why this Hydreigon's in there, and why this is in the Scizor, but it's cool, you know, to each player their choice. I think I led with Victini this game. I should have led with a Darmanitan. Let's see if I lead with Darmanitan. So he's going with Metagross, and I lead with Victini, not the smartest choice. I just pop a V-crit and get like a crit. I know I didn't need the crit, but I really didn't want him getting rocked up. Because like now he can send out something and set up on me, or get whatever. I'm forced to switch. So I go into my Ninetales, eat the Hydro Pump. It does 38%, so I'm expecting Scarf. He goes for Hydro Pump again. I really wish he would have missed because I popped sub. Not the smartest option ever. It's actually pretty dumb from me. He hits with the third one in a row, and I'm like, this is really lame. At least I get the Toxic off on it. So now all's not lost, and I finally see no leftovers. He has to be Choice Scarf. So now I go to my Leafeon to wall this guy out, and he probably expects a Grass type attack to come too, because that's what you'd expect from a Grass type. But he tries to Will-O-Wisp me, right? I'm gonna pause this. He tries to Will-O-Wisp me. He probably doesn't know I have Leaf Guard, but he probably expected Leaf Blade, so if he Will-O-Wisp me, it wouldn't kill. That's probably what he was thinking. But this guy is the most stupid player ever. I knock off his item, and he's just gonna take huge toxic damage. He's gonna Will-O-Wisp me again. I guess he doesn't know what Leaf Guard is. I've Sunnied it because I expected him to go to T-Tar, and he's dying from toxic anyways. He keeps going for Will-O-Wisp. Like, Leaf Guard, man. I didn't want to tell him in chat, but like, Leaf Guard, I can't be status. It's just busted. It's funny when people like fight Vaporeon, and they just keep trying to toxic it. So, on his swapped Cresselia, I get toxic off, and I eat HP ice. It might be, I don't think it's fire, I think it's ice. But I can always just synthesis that damage back up, because I'm always going to synthesis for more damage than he does. So, not his lucky day. I get a knockover of his leftovers, and obviously he's going to have to crit to kill my Leafeon, because I'm just going to wall him out. Yeah, that's just ridiculous damage being restored there. Or HP being restored, and I'm pretty much going to wall this Cresselia, because Toxic's a pretty good move. Yeah, I was thinking of like how Vaporeon works as a Toxic Scholar, and I decided to like take it to the next level with this Leafeon. And people will like never call it. And it's just cute. Anyways, Hydreigion's gonna come in. I decided to stay in just to scout, and I scout a Fire Blast. I really wanted to scout a Draco, but oh well. I'm gonna send out Darmanitan, recall back, go out into Espeon, because I realized, wait, I sent the wrong Pokemon out. But I got a light screen off. I eat the Draco, and then I pop Reflect just because I feel like I'm gonna die, and he's super powered. So right now I got double screens up for free, and I'm like, I can save this guy for later. I can go back into my Darmanitan now. And he crits, and as you guys know, crits go through light screens. So, yeah, not the best. Vikini's gonna come in, I'm gonna get a U-turn finish off on the Hydreigon, that's awesome for me. And I'm gonna recall out and go into my Espeon, but it's not really Espeon, it's Zoroark. So it kinda sucks for me, because he goes for Crunch. With my screen up, it's not gonna do all that much, his counter's not doing any damage at all. Yeah, it wasn't the smartest, but it's fine. I expected him to know that I was Zoroark. So I go for a second counter when he swaps the Garchomp. It was pretty smart by him to switch there. And now he can do whatever he wants, but he just decided to forfeit. Because in all reality, like, the situation he was in was pretty unwinnable. I could just send Victini out and just start slamming V-Crates if it was sun outside. So that was a game that was pretty funny. Showed the Leafeon off a bit. Yeah, I really like the way this team works. Even if it's not all OU Pokemon. Like, most of them are UU or worse, but it's still a lot of fun to play with unconventional Pokemon. The Leafeon's probably my favorite evolution, especially right now since it's just a lot of fun to use. I really wish Meganium had its Dream World ability released, because I would love to use Meganium with Leaf Guard, but Leafeon with Leaf Guard works really good too. So let me know what you guys think of the battle, if there's anything else you guys want me to add or do, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.